Hello, freak bitches.
I can't wait to see it.
Do you like, now that you have this gigantic audience, do you feel a certain amount of responsibility?
Oh yeah, I always have.
Yeah?
Intellectual integrity is the most important thing, and the great thing about this, and the great thing about the way the internet works, is that look at the people who are at the top. Look at like someone like PewDiePie, man of outstanding moral character.
Is he? Do you know him? Do you hang with him?
I've spoken to him a few times, but I don't need to hang with him to know. Look at what he does. He doesn't go around bullying people. Doesn't go around lying about people.
Right.
He goes around doing charity and being like, "Hey, bros," and being nice to people and being inspirational.
What happened with him? You would
He
know
got
that.
framed.
Okay, but let's go over the actual. This is, by the way, this has affected me, and it affected a lot of YouTube people where their YouTube videos used to have much freer monetization, meaning that for people listening, say if Sargon puts out a YouTube video, you could have ads on that YouTube video, and your YouTube's videos get a lot of downloads, man. I mean, it would be very lucrative for you. Yeah. And then with us, our YouTube money was cut by more than 60%, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It was something crazy.
To retain 40% of your income was pretty good as well.
Yeah. Well, anything controversial, anything having to do with anything right-wing is deemed not friendly for advertising. Anything that has drugs in the title is deemed not friendly for advertising. It's like we've literally been able to change the title of things and re-upload them, and then the ads, they accept the ads.
The bot just says, okay,
so the same
off,
content. So what all this came from is PewDiePie, who has an enormous YouTube presence, right? Doesn't he have like 50 million followers?
55.
Holy shit. And he made some videos that, the Washington Post? Is that what it was? Or Wall Street Journal? Yeah. Wall Street Journal.
Can I tell you about it?
Please
it's
do.
funny as fuck.
Please do, because you, I'm sure, are much more knowledgeable.
I did a bunch of videos on this, and it was the funniest thing in the world. I love the language they use as well. What's a scoop?
A scoop is a news story that other people are not aware of yet. And you got it. You got it first.
So if tens of millions of people have seen something, and then if I'm a Wall Street journalist and I come along and I find something that tens of millions of people have seen, can I rightly call that a scoop?
Well, you can definitely call it a news story. And you can definitely say that people in the... See, this goes back to what we were talking about before, whereas they have a hierarchy of viewership, like what is a real network? What is a real newspaper? What is real journalism? Like in their mind, I'm sure the Wall Street Journal considers themselves to be in the hierarchy versus someone who has... But they don't have 55 million downloads. They don't. I mean, there's no way. If the Wall Street Journal puts out a video...
It's a couple of million.
Yeah, if they put out a video, if they got a million hits on their video, that would be a big deal.
Oh yeah, they'd be thrilled.
If PewDiePie had only 1 million hits on one of these videos, he would be super depressed.
Yeah.
He is a much bigger entity than them. But in their mind, like a scoop is them, the legitimate media, pointing out something in the illegitimate, this new weird video blogosphere.
Yeah. So basically, PewDiePie, he's a comedian and he makes jokes.
Right.
But he's like I said, he's a man of good character, and parents should be thanking PewDiePie for being the person he is, because he's talking to their kids, and their kids are going to grow up being decent people because of his influence. But the Wall Street Journal, Ben Fritz and Rolf Winkler, and there was another one, I can't remember his name at the moment, they decided what they were going to do is, and I don't know who put them up to this, obviously, but they were going to watch about 6 months of his video, go through and find any anti-Semitic jokes that he had made. Well, I mean, by definition, it's a joke, so it's not 6
months.
Yeah, 6 months.
They sat together.
He does a video every day, and they got about, I don't know, like 2 minutes of footage or something with him making jokes at the expense of the Nazis, effectively. And they were like, "Well, this guy's promoting anti-Semitism."
I would like to
Nazism.
see those jokes, because I've heard about them, but I don't know the actual jokes that he said that they were saying. But let's get to it. Yeah. They were saying that he is making light of being a Nazi or pretending to be a Nazi, and that this is what's fucked up about it.
Like he was promoting anti-Semitism by parodying the Nazis.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, try to explain to people.
How does Hogan's Heroes work then?
Yeah, exactly. Isn't Mel Brooks a bit of an old anti-Semite?
Jesus Christ, he must be.
Yeah.
Even though
Springtime
he's Jewish.
For Hitler, oh God, just start,
Yeah, I mean, Springtime for Hitler, you could say was somehow or another humanizing Hitler.
I imagine that created a lot of Nazis.
Can you imagine if somebody made
That's
that
their
argument?
argument,
Imagine if
their
someone
argument.
made the argument that Mel Gibson created Nazis. That's how far we've come.
Mel Brooks.
With our
Yeah.
Mel Brooks. What did I say? Mel Gibson?
Yeah, he might well have
Might
actually.
have. That was a Freudian. That was clearly a Freudian. All I ever
was
think
good.
about when someone says Mel Gibson drunk, I think of him yelling about Jews at cops. That's all I think of.
Big beard and everything.
Crazy.
Just like crazy old
The
Mel.
fucking Jews.
It's like Jesus, Mel.
Jesus, Mel.
just dude.
Let's see if we
Alt-right poster boy right there.
Yeah, well, he is. Well, he's a serious 9/11 conspiracy
is he?
believer, and
right,
Where's that Charlie Sheen?
Oh, probably.
Maybe
Christ.
I'm lumping them together.
But
I think
anyway,
I might be.
So these videos, one of them was the funniest thing because they were taking the jokes were like I don't know, like 20 seconds of joke taken out of like a 10-minute video, where it's just like a cutaway to a skit. One of them was a joke about how the media takes his jokes out of context to try and frame him as something negative.
Right, and they cut that
took it
out of context and used it.
And it was just like, well, there we go.
Which is amazing.
It's incredible.
It's amazing that they had the balls to do
and
that.
they were not only proud of what they did, they called it a scoop, and then they went to advertisers and said, look at this hate speech.
But how did they get away with doing that? How did they
Because
get
no
away?
one can hold them to
how
account.
come no one from the Wall Street Journal sat them down and said, well, listen, this is definitely not him saying that you're going to take something out of context and then doing it, is it? Because if it is, and then you took it out of context and did exactly what he's saying you shouldn't do, that's kind of crazy.
It's mental.
It is mental.
It's absolutely insane.
But they feel like they can get away with it because they're in the hallowed halls of actual media and they're putting this stuff out there. Jamie, did you find it? See what you can find in terms of the actual jokes that PewDiePie said that are supposedly...
Yeah, go grab them. The funny thing, though, is that if you look at their numbers, they look like that.
The Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, if you look at his numbers, they look like that. And what's so strange about it,
he's making hand gestures down for the Wall Street Journal, up for PewDiePie. Yeah.
And what's so strange about it, though, is that PewDiePie isn't their competition,
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's
Some of them are great.
Let's see what we got here.
My name is PewDiePie. Whoa.
Okay,
Somebody
so him,
out there?
27-year-old, better known as PewDiePie, became famous playing video games on YouTube.
Typical Nazis.
Okay. 53 million subscribers.
Yeah, he's got 55 now.
Jesus. The biggest star on the site by far.
Let's go inside the stories. The scoop. Oh no, that's better. Scoop is better. Let's get into the latest scoops.
So it's him.
I think this is the one.
Recently, some of his videos have briefly included Nazi messages, images of Adolf Hitler, and explicit anti-Semitic commentary. So this is the Washington Post version?
A Wall Street Journal.
The Wall Street Journal, rather. Sorry.
Yeah.
Following a request for comment from the Wall Street Journal, Disney said the videos are inappropriate and cut ties to PewDiePie, who ran his
They
business
cost him millions of dollars over
with
this.
Disney subsidiary Maker Studios. Cost PewDiePie millions. In a January 11th video, Mr. Blah 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 featured two men holding a sign reading "Death to All Jews" after hiring them from
What's
a
with the
freelance website.
I like the editing.
See, the joke is his reaction to it. And the fact that you go subscribe to Keemstar, who's like another big YouTuber, he's mocking that.
I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but I didn't think they would actually do it. It might just be my crude sense of humor, but I think there's something funny about that. And I don't think
fired
there's
back at
any,
the media
like,
for
actual
mischaracterizing him.
anti-Semitic thing about it. Again, I think there's a difference between a joke and actual, like, fuck death to all Jews. If I made a video saying, hey guys, PewDiePie here, death to all Jews, I want you to say after me, death to all Jews. And, Hitler was right. I really opened my eyes to white power, and I think it's time that we did something about it. That's essentially how they're reporting this, as if that's what I was saying or some shit like that.
It's amazing how popular he is with such a shitty grasp of English.
He's Swedish.
Apologies can camouflage messages that may still be received and celebrated by hate groups, the Southern Poverty Law Center says.
Yeah. So if the Southern Poverty Law Center condemns you, it's becoming a bit of a badge of honor these days.
In the video since removed, he posted a video of a man dressed as Jesus Christ. I love how they have, like, since removed is bold, and then Jesus Christ
He
is
was a
bold.
VidCon. Really nice guy.
The Jesus guy?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
wanted to act upon God's will. Don't worry, though. He stands beside God now. He is in heaven.
Wait.
That's all, folks. Jesus out.
And I wasn't the one who made him say it. Or was it?
No, it wasn't.
I don't think
asked
so.
him.
He set up a GoFundMe page and his own website so you can take orders from Jesus himself. And also, can I just point out that it's a little bit ironic?
This is not what I'm looking for. Where are the actual videos of him doing the Nazi shit?
You
That's
just saw
it?
it. That was it.
That's 100% it.
That's it.
This is their article that led to all of this.
Yeah.
Right, but what we're looking at here, this is the Wall Street Journal's version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these
are the clips that they sent.
This is the actual clips that they're saying are the thing that shows him to be anti-Semitic.
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
But
I thought it was way better
the main
than
part
that.
I thought was just the little video he got made off Fiverr.
Yeah, it's just him prattling around on the internet. It's just silly, childish jokes, and it's obviously.
my
I mean,
God.
how many Nazis do you think this made?
3.
Really?
Yeah, that's all it
I go
takes.
2. I
I
think
feel
3's
like-
too high.
Nazis are so stupid. It's like
Yeah, it is.
it doesn't take a lot
the-
to like turn them.
There was the really bad thing about this though is the fact that they didn't put this article out until they had like taken these clips and dobbed him into Disney, and Disney obviously knew shit. There was going to be a shitstorm about this.
Why
and so
would
they
someone
dropped him.
do this?
It was
Why
an
would
attack.
someone? But
it was
why?
a political attack
But why? What is
because
his? What
he's
is
making
his
money and they're
politics?
losing money. His politics are not
Really?
their politics as well. Yeah, he mocks he mocks feminism. He mocks social justice. He's a liberal. He's not a progressive. That's the difference.
Why would they think that they could just do that though?
Because they've got the power to do that. No one can stop them. You couldn't stop
But they
them.
did.
They cost him millions of dollars.
I'm sure they did, but it's now costing them their reputation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just
thought
do that.
they're
Like the Wall
arrogant.
Street Journals, they took a big hit from this. I'm sure.
They're unbelievably arrogant. Well, actually, do you know what's really interesting, right? There was, after all of this shit show blew over, there was a bunch of polls done of like 13 to 18-year-olds. And it was really, really fascinating how you had like favorability and how well known things were. And like YouTube was really well known, really favorable with kids, you know. And then you had the Wall Street Journal, which was really well known, but really unfavorable with kids. How do kids know what the Wall Street Journal is? Because of PewDiePie. And
So
they hate
now
the
they
Wall Street
think of the
Journal.
Wall Street Journal in this way. The millions
Yeah.
of people that are his fans.
Exactly.
Well, that's a big mistake to
Exactly.
a guy with a platform like that.
In
It's
10
gonna
years'
get-
time, when they're voters and they're reading and consuming news, the Wall Street Journal will they'll continue to go down. PewDiePie will still be doing well.
But what's crazy is I never thought of the Wall Street Journal as that. What I thought of the Wall Street Journal as being like informative, objective information about business. If you asked me, like, what is the Wall Street Journal? That's how I've always thought of them. So to see this video,
Pretty
and
shocking, isn't it?
well, it is disturbing because there's nothing there.
No.
Like the death to all Jews thing, the fact that
Silliness.
did he pay those guys to hold up that sign?
Yeah, like $5 to write on a sign so he could go, because because it's taboo.
Right.
He's just breaking a taboo.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
If nobody had said anything, nothing would come
It's
of
in
this.
poor taste, and if you're representing Disney, you can't fuck with that stuff. That's all that is.
Well, they know
but
what he's
does not,
like. He's been
I understand, but it's
shitposted
not.
for
My
years.
point is, I'm defending him. It's not evidence of
right.
anti-Semitism.
Oh, no, yeah, no, of
He's
course.
just saying something fucked up because
Yeah,
that's
of course.
he's trying to be shocking.
Yeah. He's
But
just being
the
provocative.
Hitler stuff, like holy shit, there was nothing there.
No, it's so stupid. It's just the stupidest thing in the world.